Hello, and in this video I want to cover the subject, the titled "Illegal Immigrants Will Be Banned from Changing Their Gender in Germany to Stop Them Trying to Avoid Deportation." Okay, the move comes as Scholz government is currently extending the country's law to make it easier for people to legally change their name and gender. This will bring an end to decade-old rules that require people who wish to change to obtain expert assessment and a court authority. This law change, however, is feared to have offered a loophole to migrants with no legal right to reside in Germany. Now, obviously it's a Christian channel, so I want to cover it from a Christian perspective, okay? Number one, there are many churches like T.D. Jakes who says that the church should open themselves up now, be inclusive. The church should embrace LGBTQ, okay? And that is it. Even though the Bible, is against, these practices and behavior, still T.D. Jakes has chosen to side with Babylon. Okay, but while he's siding up with this and other churches, what's interesting is that while the trans agenda has become aggressive to the point that everybody is terrified to even have an opinion on the subject, Germany is saying, look, illegal migrants will change their gender. Yet to then ask yourself the question, I thought that the ideology was you're born that way. People wouldn't even consider changing their gender. People wouldn't even consider exploiting that legal loophole if they didn't have that nature to do so, born that way. Yet according to Germany, they say that people will do it. Have they come across cases where people have abused, this gender law? Have they come across it? And how is it that in America and Britain that loves the trans so much, why is it that they're quiet? Why did they come to Germany and say, look, you're homophobic, you're transphobic? Why didn't Britain jump, to the trans defense and say, look, how dare you? If these illegal immigrants want to change their gender, whatever their motives, they can do so. You have no right to question their motives. This is what Britain and America should have said to Germany, but they're quiet. You see, they're trying to force homosexuality into Africa, trying to force it. Unless you accept homosexuality, we won't give you aid. It's like almost like the devil is really working overtime in these last days, telling you, unless you do this, unless you sin, then we won't trade with you. It's a form of mark of the beast. Unless you accept the mark of the beast, we won't trade with you. Unless you deny Christ, we won't trade with you. Unless you deny the Bible. Yet Germany, they say, look, at the end of the day, if you change your gender, we're going to regard you to be a phony. And Britain's quiet. Why don't Britain have Germany done for transphobic, or what you call it, hate crimes? Why don't America, who loves trans so much, say to Germany, look, what you're doing is wrong? It seems that there is order in their chaos. It seems there is order in their design. They pick and choose when you can become transphobic. They pick and choose. I repeat, it's interesting that Germany can says, well, you know something, you're not going to change your gender, you're not going to change it. They have that liberty to practice this hate crime. And America and Britain are quiet. If you and I, normal people, say the same thing, we'll be done for hate crimes. How is it that they're quiet when it comes to Germany? It seems that you could become transphobic when it doesn't suit their political purposes or their political agendas. Then you can be transphobic. In other words, the church, while they've compromised, not realizing that it was all a political game. They denied Jesus purely for a political stunt, for a political experiment. The mere fact Germany could say what they did, and there's not even an outcry from the UN, not even an outcry from Britain. Nobody loves trans more than Britain. Nobody loves the trans more than Britain. Yet Britain is quiet. She has nothing to say to her cousin, the Germans. Nothing to say to the Germans. When they said that you dare change your gender, you dare, we'll still kick you out. We regard you to be phony. We don't think you're genuine. We think you're fake. How dare Germany call trans people fake? How dare they? They're born that way, they claim. Yet Britain and America are quiet. The UN are quiet. You see, the games that's been played, the games, they tell you when you can hate, who you can hate, when you can love, who you can love. They're playing with people's heads. If the government really was pro-trans, oh, my printer's going off. If the government was really pro-trans, they would have attacked Germany and said to Germans, look, how dare you become transphobic? How dare you? But the mere fact the government's quiet, they're reading from the same script. They're saying, yeah, you know something, right? We don't want you immigrants to change your gender. Meaning that maybe they would. I'm not saying it, Germany's saying it, that people change their gender for perks. If that's the case, we have to reevaluate everything. If people could change their gender according to German, when they say that, asylum seekers, migrants will change their gender to stay in the country. It's like me, I said, well, I play the piano, I write poetry, write Christian books, so I got a creative side to me. So maybe I should, become a woman and, go to the woman's gym. That could, look at all the sexy legs. I have a motive. Oh, I want to go to a woman's gym. But, being a man, I can't get in. But being a woman, I can. There are many cases. You're not allowed to say it. Many cases. But you know something? You're not allowed to even discuss them. Yet Germany can. And Britain and America's quiet. They choose when you can hate, who you can hate, when you can love, who you can love. And you betray Jesus for this new age nonsense. Wake up.